Noble Truths or the three universal truths. Rather that I introduce you, I'd like to open it to the group who have attended tonight, and we find out how you'd like to see it go. Are you okay with that?
I think it would be wonderful if we possibly have an informal conversations. And it was wonderful, Siddharth, that they, set the ball rolling by asking a very beautiful question. And then we basically discussed about it. We talked about different aspects of meditation and our personal experience in the past and our journey. I don't know whether you are able to listen to me from there because of this beautiful music already. The pitter patter. The moment this golden voice came, we found that the beautiful music from heaven started.
Just before you go on, Bodhi, I'm going to invite people to move in a little bit closer. I should have done that before. Bodhi, what I was thinking, and those listening on the internet, just as we started, the rain has come in at Temple Byron. And thus there's going to be a little bit of background noise, and Mega is no doubt going to use this to become acquainted with what might happen in the next few weeks. Bodhi, what I would normally do in pulling the sir in a situation like this, and if you're in agreement we'll do so, is I like to invite people who are present, if they wish to give their name and one word or phrase that they're feeling right now, whether it's about tonight or about something else that's happening in your life or something that you've seen. And then based on that may have some bearing on where Bodhi and myself take tonight. Rather than us saying to you, I said to Bodhi earlier in the week, I had intended doing a talk tonight, not only on the four truths, but also on what's called right speech and what is truth, as opposed to... I don't want to influence the group here. That's where I had intended taking it, but delete that, because I would prefer to start with a blank slate. So I'm going to take and for those who are on the internet, we've got two different microphones and two cameras that Mega is operating. I don't know which one I've got at the moment. I suspect it's Bodhi's Mega. Let's just work this out for starters, Bodhi. I'm assuming Mega knows what she's doing. So this is how I'd like it to go. We're in cyberspace. I always point out to people who are present that there are some people who take a particular view on not wanting their name or their voice appearing on Facebook or whatever. If you're one of those people and the microphone comes to you, you can say your name is X if you like, or just pass. Just say, I'm passing. You are not obliged to be part of this exercise. We good with that? It's Greg. Truth. Truth is the word. This is Bodhi. Which is pure awakening.
My name is Christian, and I'm interested in both truth and awakening.
Is it what we're interested in?
Is it what we're interested in?
Or what we're feeling?
What you're feeling, or if you'd like to add what you're interested in, you can do that as well.
Hi, my name is Maria. I'm just happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Marina, and the word of the day is peace.
Hello, my name is Paulina. I'm feeling with a very full heart, and I'm very interested in hearing what Greg or Gio has to say, and also what comes spontaneously out of Bodhi. So I'm really looking forward to hearing Bodhi speak as well, in a very heartfelt way.
Hi, I'm Siddhartha Peter, and I'm happy, and I enjoy the happiness that I get from understanding more about my spiritual reason for being here on the planet.
My name's Matt, and I've been thinking a lot lately about presence and how shame undermines presence, and just working on that, trying to be mindful of that.
My name's Michael. With the rain falling tonight, I've been thinking about spring, and I think spring comes after sorrow, and so I'm looking forward to the journey that way.
Mega, where do you want these to go? Right. I'm going to preempt you, Bodhi, because the issue of awakening is a word. I don't mind saying to you that at the moment I'm doing a mindfulness course with Christopher Titmus and Ulla Kunig in Germany, and it's a word that's on my radar. And I'd love your take on it, because from what I'm hearing, many people equate awakening to be one and the same as consciousness. And these are things that don't show up on a CAT scan or anything like that, which makes it all the more difficult, I guess, for some people. Awakening, to me, is at the very core of why we are here and how we meditate. So I'm going to preempt you, because you were the one who used that word, and I'm going to ask whether you'd mind leading off in a conversation about that. Just before you go on, Mega, you have many people on the internet watching Bodhi's channel, and not many people on my Facebook site may know a lot about Bodhi. But can I just say to those that Bodhi is a renowned Indian spiritual teacher. He's in Australia for a short period, and he's been very lucky to find a home near Byron Bay. And may I say another word that I possibly should have said before, the issue of gratitude. He's been lucky to find a place with Mega near to Byron Bay, and the lady who has made that available is in fact here tonight, and she has made her house available for the sake of accommodating Bodhi and Mega, and so we are obliged to you for so doing, Maria. And it's about gratitude and kindness, and there's a classic example of it. So getting back to awakening, Bodhi, I'd love you to give us a little bit of a talk on how you see that issue and how it comes into your life. Is that too broad?
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, once again, for those people on the internet, this is after a long winter break, first night back, and we're feeling our way with how we're going to run these nights over the next few weeks. But Marina, I know Bodhi said to me that he really wasn't keen on all three spotlights on. So Bodhi,
I think we need them for the camera. Somebody turned them on. That wasn't me. Did you?
I'm just pointing out to you what Bodhi said to me. Are you good? How do you want this to happen?
This is good.
That's better, isn't it? You okay with that, or do you want them out all together?
No, this is good. This is good. Okay, we can put that. We can put this.
I'll say no more.
Let's all take a deep breath, and as we breathe out, let's chant Ahuma. And to begin with, we are touching the cause of the universal breath, the prana. That one single thread that runs in every atoms all over the universe and universes, in every cell of our body, of the millions and trillions of cells that are all over our body. That one cosmic sound that resonates and that makes life possible on earth. That one cosmic sound from where all manifestations emanate, all manifestations of physical dimensions sustains, and then at the end of the cycle it comes back to the beginning again. A process of beginningless and endless cycle of times, where the creative process of the Universal Mother is in a continual process of creating, sustaining, annihilating, and again creating it back. Just now, Greg Baba has been talking about his first feeling that he wants to know about the truth. I think all humans all over this planet are essentially seekers of truth. Whatever they do, whatever is their effort and endeavor, deep inside, every human on earth, they're essentially seekers and searchers. They're all seeking and all searching because human is a process. Human is never an end product. We are born here in this planet not just to be human, but also human being. It's one thing to be human and the other thing to be rooted to the being. Let us think about a tree disconnected from the roots. How would you see the tree survive? How would you see that tree blossom or bear fruits? It is deeper into the womb of Mother Nature that it sends its roots and collects all the juice of the Mother Nature and then manifests all of it in such different dimensions altogether. All of it because of its roots. So also all of us, we may look different in our physical dimensions, but each one of us have yet another deeper reality within us about which we all are forgetful, as if all over the world we have self-hypnotized ourselves to be suffering from self-forgetfulness. We always hear this word mindfulness. It's all about how we can get out of the spell of self-forgetfulness. It's so strange that we all live in this world. We always try to know others. We know so much about this world, but we never ever think who is trying to know it all. We see so many things to our eyes, but we never stop or pause for a while to ask a deeper question, a quest, not a question, a deeper quest inside of us. Who is seeing through my eyes? It's almost like a window. The window cannot see. It's one who stands behind the window and looks through the window and into this space, into the sky, into this beautiful nature. But the window cannot see. It's the seer behind the window. There's a beautiful verse in the 700 verses, the feminine universal mother, Durga. It's called Durga Saptashati, which means 700 verses to the Divine Mother. Just as Bhagavad Gita is about 700 verses that Lord Krishna spoke to Arjuna, then the 700 verses are the different aspects of this universal process of creativity and how the mother sustains it all and how she ultimately takes it all within herself. So there it is said, Sanmohitam Devi Samastametiyat Tvang Avai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetu. What does it mean? Sanmohitam Devi Samastametiyat, as if you have cast a spell, a hypnotic spell all over the world to every being. And what is that casting of spell? A kind of a hypnotic spell that we try to remember everything, but we are stranger to our own self. We forget our own self. We don't try to go withinward. Our eyes are open outward, our ears are open outward, every sense perceptors are open outward, and we are continually interacting with all the multiple objects of this universe. But never are we seriously pondering, seriously thinking, seriously dwelling on this one thought. Who is the experiencer of it all? Who is the seer it of all? Who is listening to all of this? And obviously, it leads us from the external peripheral part of this world to the internal, to the very core of our being. We are human, but with a being. And this, what we talk about spirituality, to me, this is an awakening to this reality that the germ of the true journey of a human being is from human to being. Does it make sense? From being human. Yes, we are all humans. But what happens What's the difference? What happens if we can have an inward vision, just as the eyes can see outside so easily? How about our eyes can see the inside too? Can it see it? Yes, it can. But they are not these two eyes with which we see the world and its manifestations and the objects. The eye that can see the inside is the eye of awareness. The eye of awareness are not two eyes. Look at the beauty of this, how the Mother has designed it all. She has given us, the universe has given us, the nature has given us, the divine has given us two eyes, and two eyes can see two. And Greg Baba, answer to your question about truth. The truth is never two. The moment you're talking about truth, it's non-dual reality. It is ekam, evam, advaitam, Brahman. One without the second, pure consciousness. Not qualified consciousness, not modified consciousness. So this concept of our inward journey is from being human to our being within world. This is our spiritual retreat. This is where we are moving from the periphery to the center within. And this journey, as I said, Sanmohitam Devi Samastametyat. Who has cast this? The universal feminine, the mother. She has cast. It's almost like, imagine, if you go to a very renowned magician and you are in the show that the magician is going to show to you. Now he is trying to show you something. If he says, now look at your watch, it's about 4 o'clock. I happened to see one of the magicians in India, he was showing. He said, what's the time in your clock? And all of us we saw. He said, it must be 5 now. And everybody started singing, but it was not 5. I mean, everybody knew that cannot be evening because they started in the noon time. It must be 5 now. And everybody was saying there was 5. So it was like a mass hypnotism. That's about one magician trying to cast a spell of hypnotic spell over a house full of audience who had come to see that. If the magician could do that, imagine the supreme magician who has cast. So each one of us, however deeply we want the truth, which is one without the second, to realize it within ourselves, but still the spell works. Isn't it true? We all want to realize that oneness. We all love to see this world where there is only love, which is the only reality, prevail over all other evils. But we know what's happening around the world. Why do you think such a thing is happening? Why do you think such forces get so much, aggravated? This is the cast, this is spell. Then what's the way out? The way out is Sanmohitam Devi Samastametat Tvang Vai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetu. Only when you are pleased. By you, I'm talking about that universal energy, that universal consciousness. If it is personified, then it becomes the form of the feminine divine, the mother who is from her womb given birth to these universes. So we are praying to the Divine Mother. And it has to be a prayer from our heart. That none of us really can do that. Though we all pray, we all meditate, we all continuously bring about that positive energy input into the whole system, but still, until she wishes it, until she once again decondition that hypnotic spell, it is difficult. And there is how that can be done, provided we are into our heart center. where we know that is the residence of the divine, that's where the divine resides. So if we open our heart in prayer, if we open our heart in gratitude, in open our heart in absolute submission, in surrender, where we go beyond our mind and its chatter and all its conditions and notions, beyond our concepts and philosophies and religions that is stuffed into the brain as nothing but pure data without much substance into it. But yes, the moment we drop down to our heart center and pray from there, "O Mother, thou be pleased. You are the one who have cast the spell. And because you are the one who have cast the spell, you alone can take it away." And obviously we'll see the reality. It's under spell that we are self-forgetful. Awakening is not happening because we are self-forgetful. We are not self-mindful. We are not self-heartful. We are not self-grateful. We are not self-prayerful. We are continually complaining. We are not able to commune. All this is happening because of that state of being under the cast of the spell of the Divine Mother. And why I say Divine Mother again and again is this, because that's exactly what I realized. That's to share my own realization. I've experienced all this universe is nothing but the Divine Mother. And behind this Divine Mother is my Divine Father. And the Divine Mother, this whole cosmic drama of our life in this beautiful earth or in any other spheres of astral worlds is always having that one goal or one destination for each one of us to reside. And that's how we can get back to the root of our being, to be once again centered. And of course, the paths may be many, the techniques may be many, the methods may be many, the interpretation of truth may be many, but the truth is one.
The truth is
One. That is, whoever will reach the ultimate truth, if you ask someone word to say, it will be that same truth. But interpretations may be different, language may be different. The truth is one. The ultimate, and those who have realized the truth, you know very well, globally, if you see all these great sages, seers and saints who have always, kind of touched this plane of existence, of earthly existence, they simply manifested love.
so.
Just a second, 2 seconds back, Christian was just now talking to me about it. He said, "Look, I'm a Christian, but I see Jesus as pure love." He said, "I see Jesus as pure love." And this is exactly what I'm trying to say. It's not just about Jesus. It's not about just Buddha. It's not about just Krishna. It's not about Mahavira. Whoever will transcend the duality of material reality, which is the truth, whoever reaches to that space, the whole body, mind and everything is divinized. And in that divinized state of body mind, whatever will come, either in words or in silence, will be completely enveloped in love and love alone. And that love is pure, unconditional love. That's the reason whoever came in touch with these living sages and saints, who not only practiced but perfected that science, whoever came into their place, they felt an energy, a vibration, which was they loved it. So what I'm trying to share with all of you is this, that gradual awakening is coming globally. that the time has come for the shift of energy from gross matter and materialistic thoughts and ideas to subtler part of the same gross energy as matter, to spirit. So this shift of consciousness is what is now happening all over the world. And blessed we are, few who are here, and those who are seeing through these YouTube channels and Facebook channels. Blessed are they, I will say again and again and again, who just stop to ponder why we are here as humans and not as any other species of life. Why the universe has given us this unique system, this body, this mind, this breath to us, with the help of which we can transcend every barrier, every obstacle, everything that binds us into a state of ease and freedom. Each one of us are essentially and eternally, we are sparks of that divinity. And we all are nothing but light. We all are the luminous beings. So that self-forgetfulness needs to be awakened into, transformed into, taken into a particular level where we meditate and meditate and meditate upon being mindful of who we are, being aware of not all limitations and lack and lacuna, but that as souls we are limitless. As souls we are fearless. As souls we are deathless. As souls nothing can go wrong. All is well. Yes, I think
that word deathless you've just said.
Yes.
I hear it again and again. What are we saying when we talk, when we use it? When we
This
say we're
is
deathless.
Deathlessness means a state wherein you are no longer identified with your perishable body. Death is the manifestation of the perishable body. The body, like this particular coat that I'm wearing or the shirt you are wearing, your body is a similar shirt you are wearing. And who is wearing it? Your eternal soul. Yes, a time will come, just as with your first breath, you came out of the mother's womb and you took the first breath and you become alive in this body. But a time comes when we have to leave this world. Any time, everything. But that's not about life. It is a life in this body. Life is eternal. Life is a continuum. It's wrong to say life started with my birth. It's wrong to say life is going to be over. As deathlessness means, as I dwell on my deathless soul again and again, and not on the perishable body, its definite degeneration, which is a natural process, and disease and decay and everything that happens, the more scared we are, the more what happens is that our identification of the body intensifies, the more we are away from the truth, away from that deathless reality which is our soul. So, death needs to be meditated upon. Not just life needs to be meditated. We need to meditate upon death and then feel that this opportunity to break open and be free from this cage that the body is. Like a bird put in a cage. If that bird doesn't know that small little opening through which it can fly into the open sky, it can bang upon every side but still. We are in the cage of our body with all its limitations and fears and negative emotions and anxieties and worries and tensions, everything to do with, on the basis of the past, the future projections. But fact remains, As you think, so you be. Yadrishi bhavana yasya siddhir bhavati tadrishi. Millenniums back, the rishis have said these words. Yadrishi bhavana yasya. Whatever is the nature of your thought, whatever is the nature of your thought, if you are thinking that you are going to meet death, death shall become your reality. If you think that you are going to that stage where you suddenly go through that particular cage and be free to the space to be eternal, that shall be. As a soul, you are unbounded, unfettered. So this is what may be the object of our meditation. The more we meditate on these aspects, more we become closer to that particular reality of experiencing deathlessness, even when the death is happening. Did I make it a little complex? It is okay?
It's great.
I don't want this just to be me having the opportunity to ask questions, but let me ask one more. I'm not challenging you. One of the things that I'm looking forward to over the next few weeks is when I do events, I'm basically coming from a Buddhist perspective, and I'm kind of assuming, but you know what? Whenever I assume, I always get it wrong. Hinduism perspective, and if that is the case, I'm wanting to draw the parallels between the two. Point one. Point two, you've raised with me, for instance, what you just said, is the three universal truths, or what the Buddhists call the three universal truths. Number one being impermanence, or emptiness, whatever you want to call it. Number two being suffering, and number three being not self. So I don't mind saying to you, or querying you on along the lines of, I'm trying to draw the parallels between how your wisdom, is it a universal wisdom that goes beyond Buddhism and Hinduism? Where's it coming from, if you understand?
First thing first, just imagine, do you think when under the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha, your name is Buddha, Gautama Buddha's name? Siddhartha. Oh, the thing is this, when Gautama, Siddhartha, was sitting under the Bodhi tree, he didn't become the Buddha at that time. Do you think Buddha was a Buddhist? When Jesus of Nazareth was speaking to his own disciples and followers and people with nothing but love, remind him, what did he do? He only was trying to remind the reality. What else did he do? He was talking of truth. And what is truth other than telling us, don't be stupid. That's all. That's all. That's what I believe in. There's nothing big about it. The bigness comes only when, because the one who is saying it and one who knows the truth becomes one with the truth. That's the supreme thing that needs to be kept in our mind. You can't know the truth yet. Who knows about a particular algorithm, they know about a particular mathematical reality, they know about quantum physics, but yet they are separate from what they have discovered. But when Buddha discovers, when Krishna discovers, or Krishna himself is, according to the scriptures, or what Mahavira does it, or any of these great philosophers and great saints and seers do it, they become the truth. They don't teach truth. They don't preach truth. Their disciples preach truth. Their disciples and followers preach truth. And then a dharma is created. Then a religion is born. From Buddha comes Buddhism. From Jesus of Nazareth and his teachings come the Bible and the Christianity. Our point is very simple. But did the man who becomes that very source, did you ever hear any one of them say, I'm a Buddhist? Did you ever hear Christ saying, I'm a Christian? Did you ever hear any of the sages and saints claiming something? Sorry, it never happened.
Fantastic.
Hence, all that you're talking about is the business of ours. Now this group follows Greg and his teachings and his love and his efforts and everything. And over a period of time, they become very attached to you and your teachings and your philosophy and your love and everything. Over a further period, this number grows, the number grows, the number grows. And one day, Greg goes out of this world. And okay, then what happens? After 100 years of a lull period, nothing is done. And suddenly, they wake up and they say, oh, our master said this. And he said, oh, my master said this. And she said, no, my master also said this. So all of us start talking about what the master said 100 years back. Because after every great such prophetic incarnation happened, there was a lull period. Nothing happened. After that, gradually, the energy builds up for the followers and those who came closer to him at the time of his physical manifestation on earthly plane. Then they start to recapitulate what happened, what did he say, what kind of divine play did he play, where, how, to whom did he heal, how did he heal. And then they start to put them all into a book, and the moment the book is created, you have started everything that you talk in terms of conflicts. Then we try to say, this is from a Buddhistic perspective, and you are bringing to me the Hindu perspective. There is no Buddhist perspective. There is no Hindu perspective. These are mind talks. If the perspective is right, then there is only one perspective, and that is unity consciousness. The little you move away from it, all the religions will be born in no time. And who knows what could be the level of fundamentalism that can be bred in this. Because those who preach, those who teach,
religions and isms are very much part of the problem in the world.
Absolutely. That's the reason we are here to remind ourselves. We are here to remind ourselves. We are neither Hindu, nor Buddhist, nor Christian, nor this, not this, not this, not this. We are humans on earth, trying to reach out to our being because we are forgetful of that. And the moment we come closer and closer to our existentiality else, we no longer like, kind of a strainer trying to find fault with the hole of a needle. With several holes in us. All of it goes, and then our vision is different. Our cataract of the eyes is removed. Truth removes the cataract of our eyes. And what is the cataract of our eyes? Our cataract of eyes is duality. Two eyes, duality. And unified conscious manifest as many. Everything as one. Manifest as many. That's our journey.
No. I'm sorry that I've been the one who's been asking some questions. Now, let me just, before inviting any further questions, Mega has, you've probably told all these people watching on the YouTube channel that you've got a new harmonium. And for me, in terms of, if you can find a little bit of time to share that with us. So whoever's going next.
So kind of you to stop me.
Stop it. Tonight is a bit of an experiment. I said that at the start so that I can get a feel Q&A format. I'll go with the flow. So before luring Mega out the front, is there anything you'd like to query Bodhi on. It can be it'll have to be a short response, or it can go over to next week.
Why was the hypnosis put on humanity? What is the point of that?
Very good question. May I pray to the Divine Mother, may I pray to the Divine Lord that He dawns into your heart as that illumined light in which there is a question. It cannot be answered. And you awaken into the reality, you will not even need any answers. Because along with that awakening, all questions will dissolve from you. Because the mind getting into a zone of silence, silences questions too. Doubts too are dispelled. Awakening is light, darkness is naturally dispelled. In the early hours of dawn at the eastern sky, when the morning sun gradually rises, the deepening darkness of the night disappears. Not bit by bit, one question by another question. You wake up to a new dawn of your own consciousness, and they are all your host of questions all of your life. They are answered in a blip. And they are original revelations, they are not answers. Answers will satisfy you temporarily, and you will be again gripped by doubts and 10 more new questions to occupy the mind space. And you are at the same space of ignorance. Not because you had expert answers for it, but your ignorance is darker. So here, for me, I have never, as such, I'm just talking about my own journey, I would have never searched for answers. I would rather open my heart in absolute emptiness for the divine to fill it. But never would ask anybody for any answers, for I know it will satisfy my heart for a while. And tomorrow I may have a doubt. Because I'll hear somebody else saying something contradicting what the other person has said. And maybe he or she appeared to me little more intelligent, little more convincing, little bit to what I think is what is right. Now I'm drifting, but all of it is a part of your journey. You question 100 questions because that's a part of your journey. If you don't ask questions, then where is the journey? Your questions, thus, on the path of spirituality, is part of the process of unfoldment. As long as these are not just intriguing questions, curiosity, but quest. When I say quest, it's deeper than questions. It's coming from the very being that I'm looking for light. I want to know, I want to see. Then, even a dog can answer you. The sweeter butter can answer you. Anything can answer you. And it would never be in words. It will be something beyond words. Do you think so? I mean, then here you are to the truth. Questions drop naturally.
Mega is Devdata. Much of the work she does in India is with children, and she's doing mindfulness and meditation and lots of other stuff with children, are you not, Mega? But besides having that talent, she is also a wonderful musician. And so Can you lead us for a little while, and we'll finish the night basically with you? Is there anything that we're going to be able to sing along with, or are we just going to listen to you?
Baba, if we sing Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, could we explain the meaning of it? And Greg Baba, if you think it can be accompanied by a guitar, you could, once I start, you can bring your guitar along, if you think.
And what's the tune? Will I know the tune?
Yes, once I start singing, you know the tune.
Okay. I'm always in for something, baby.
I never knew this, but Greg Baba is an amazing singer and a guitarist. I didn't know about it, but I just heard him sing. And
Divine essence. Sai is the pure consciousness within us. Sai is the divine within each one of us. And here the talk is Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, which means Sai, that's my inner pure essence, the being, is full of kindness, full of compassion. Dayala is kindness. Kripala is manifest grace. So the divine within me and the divine in this universe and the divine Lord, what is he, she, that? Pure kindness and love and compassion. Dayala, Kripala, pure grace. Dayala means kindness, Kripala means grace. So Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala. Sai Ananta. And what is the nature of that Sai? The nature of this Sai is eternity. Ananta means endless. Ananta is deathless. Ananta is eternity. And finally, Sai Ananta. What is the last? Triguna Swarupa also is the very embodiment of all the gunas, like Sattva, Raja and Tama, all the gunas, the basic ingredients with which all this universe is made of. So all this body, mind and breath and everything that's made of, whatever is the basic fundamental ingredients, these three gunas, he is the Swarupa of that. That means he is the very embodiment of that. So if I am meditating on the Sai, that means I am meditating upon my true self within, then gradually the manifestation of love, kindness, compassion will definitely be there from me to everything else in this universe. Isn't it beautiful? Let's sing it together. And please, whichever way it comes, please try to kind of westernized as is, but I think you can also learn the traditional Indian type of Kirtan as we do.
Triguna Swarupa. Sai is I root on my own self, my essence. Sai Dayala. Dayala means merciful, and Sai is merciful. Sai Kripala means Sai is full of grace. Sai Ananta, ultimate. Triguna Swarupa. Triguna means three gunas. He's embodiment of the three gunas that we all embody: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And then the next line will be Namo Sai Natha, Namo Sai Natha, Namo Sai Natha. Means I bow down to the divine essence within me. We'll all sing.
Yes. Sai, Azuga. Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananta, Triguna Swarupa, Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananta, Triguna Swarupa. Again, Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananta, Triguna Swarupa. Namo Sai Natha, 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 Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananta, Triguna Swarupa, Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananta, Triguna Swarupa, Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananta, Triguna Swarupa, Triguna Swarupa, Triguna Swarupa, Triguna Swarupa, Triguna Swarupa. Namo Sai Natha, Namo Sai Natha, Namo Sai Natha, Namo Sai Radha, 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 Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananda, Triguna Swarupa, Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananda, Triguna Swarupa, Namo Sai Radha, 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 Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananda, Triguna Swarupa, 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 Sai Dayala, Sai Kripala, Sai Ananda, Triguna Swarupa. Did you think if we turn it up, we'll do a Shanti part? for a
Yes,
while?
do you mind?
Yes. Shanti part. Om. We'll do a Shanti part. Shanti part means that chant which is basically for the universal peace and universal well-being.
Yeah.
And this comes from the Vedic tradition, and today, because the time is little up now, we'll just chant it. In some other occasion, I'll explain the meaning of this whole chant. Sat, Hari Om, Tat Sat, Hari Om, Tat
Thank you, Bodhi. And thank you, Mega.
Thank you, Greg Baba.
And let me say to you, Mega is playing a harmonium that Alice McGarvey, have I pronounced that correctly?
Yes.
Yes, and Alice, in fact, has done has done events here at Temple Byron, Bodhi.
Okay.
So you're in good hands, and I should say to you that we're going to wrap up now.
Yes.
Mona has arrived, and I might also indicate to you, Bodhi, that it's lovely when we do these events here as a collective to get people who are leading, who are willing to sing a song or recite a poem. And I often tell people about Dr. Aharsha Kraft, who's one of our group, because after listening to me for some months, he arrived one day with a flute that he'd found in the bottom of his wardrobe that he'd lost 10 years before. So I've been kind of glad to sit back and listen to you sing, and you're not backward and coming forward. So fantastic. And Megan, thank you.
Thank you, Greg Baba. Thank you.
Okay, we'll call it a night. And it's been a little bit of an experiment on my part. I didn't know what I was getting into, but wow, that was fun. And we will tidy up and be in much better shape next week. And hopefully Mega will learn a few of the Krishna Das songs that I've given to her. That's the trade-off. We'll listen to the traditional music, but I've said to her occasionally I'd love to hear one of the what are called the pop Kirtan songs. What you heard tonight was authentic from India.
It was beautiful.
It was
So
magnificent.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I look forward to learning the pop Kirtans, but I must admit they are difficult and they are beautiful. But I think you could do that.
Okay. That's okay.
And
I always
get
myself into trouble.
I think because we are running short of time.
Yeah.
She plays beautiful guitar and she sings beautifully
Yes,
the Kirtans. She's so good. Actually, we are running
She
short
writes
of
her own
time.
songs and
She
plays.
just beautifully sings. Last night she was singing, and I felt it was so beautiful. She has a melodious voice, and she sings from her heart, and so beautiful it was. I mean, we are nothing before it.
And let me just say to people who are out there listening in, who may have an interest in Kirtan, that on a Friday night, Marta at Middle Pocket has her events, and there are Kirtan on a Friday night, and on Saturday she has the Havan. So you sit around the fire and you chant Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sagandham Bushti. And then at the end of it, it's Swaha, you let go to the fire. Whatever you're holding that you don't want, or you make an offering to the fire. So I'm giving an advertisement, I guess, for Marta, because Marta too is like Mega. She's authentic. It's almost as if you're in the back streets of Calcutta. Hello, don't get me started. I better stop talking about it. So Friday nights at Middle Pocket. Thank you for coming, and think about what comes out of the night and how we can best move forward with this project.
And Bodhi also has satsang at his house.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Bodhi is now in address
Unit 138, Raja Road.
Unit 138 Raja Road, which is Marie's home, and he's fitted out the lounge room, I gather, and it's looking very zen, and that's on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and you're very welcome to join. Need they contact you, Marie or Bodhi, beforehand?
No.
You just turn up.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
At Ocean Shores.
I beg your pardon. It's at Ocean Shores. You better give the address again.
Unit 138, Raja Road, Ocean Shores.
Okay. Mona has arrived, and we're. We'll have a quick cup of tea.
I was just enjoying the music. I heard it from my place.
Oh.
So I thought I'd sit in for a little bit.
And Mega's voice, wow. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all these cushions back, and there's a cup of tea. I think the water's boiled. Did you turn on the water, Mona? Great. It's been raining outside here in Byron Bay tonight for those watching, and there's a magnificent garden, and between now and the next time I'll get Mega or Mona to walk around the garden so you see what we're in the middle of. Namaste, or should I say Hari Om?
Hari Om.
And thank you for coming.
Hari Om.